everybody. Welcome to Treasure Time. This is a time that we treasure when we read stories with special people like our grandparents, like our moms and dads, our nannies, or special aunts and uncles and friends. And did you know that you are all treasures too? I'd like you to sing the treasure song with me. You are a treasure, you are a gem, you are a special sparkle of life. You shine in your glory, you tell your own story. You are precious, you are unique. And now, if you'll sing I with me. I am a treasure, I am a gem, I am a special sparkle of life. I shine in my glory, I tell my own story. I am precious, I am unique. And that's a song about all of you. And today I have a special music book where we're going to read about famous musicians through the times, and we're going to hear a little bit of their music. And when I turn the book this way, you're going to listen. This book is called Listen to the Music, A World of Magical Melodies by Mary Richards and Carolyn Bonne-Muller. Open your ears. Sammy, Pip, and their teddies are ready for a concert. Pip plays a tune on her saxophone. I love listening to music, says Sammy. So do I, says Pip. Let's take a trip through time and meet incredible musicians around the world. We'll hear their most special tunes and see how they make us feel. There is so much for our ears to discover. Where shall we go first? Dreamy voices. Who's this dreaming up tunes? It's 11:55. That's almost 15,000 years ago. That is a very long time ago. A nun called Hildegard is walking through the gardens and stone buildings of the monastery where she lives. Hildegard enjoys composing music, writing poems, and is even inventing a secret language. She studies the plants and flowers and looks out over the soft hills of the beautiful German countryside. Words and melodies come to her when she's daydreaming. She hears beautiful voices blending together. The tune seems to soar up to the sky, says Sammy. Listen to the melody a few times. It's 1355 in the royal court of Mali, Africa. A great musician called Duga is performing for the Mansa, or ruler, who sits on the throne. Duga plays the balafon, an instrument made of pieces of rosewood strung together and hit with mallets. Other players strum on harps, while acrobats twirl to the beat of a group of drummers. The musicians' songs praise great leaders and tell tales from history. The balafon makes a magical sound, says Sammy. Across the continent of Africa, playing music runs in families. Musicians called jellies pass down songs from generation to generation. Can you clap time? It's 1764, a very royal sound. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is traveling around Europe with his sister Anna Maria. Their father, Leopold, has arranged for the brother and sister to play concerts in grand palaces. Today they are playing in Paris, France. They like composing music too, and 11-year-old Maria Anna helps Wolfgang write his melodies down. He wrote his first piece when he was just 5 years old. Let's listen to one of Mozart's pieces for violin, viola, and cello, says Pip. It's so bright and fresh, and it makes me feel very cheerful. An Indian raga. It's 1767 in Udaipur, India. Musicians, poets, and dancers are gathered in a beautiful palace on a lake. It's summer, and its marble pillars gleam in the sunlight. Fragrant gardens are blooming with jasmine flowers, palm trees, and vines. Water flows from the fountains in the many courtyards, and fish glide through ponds full of lotus flowers. The musicians are playing a classical Indian raga on the tanpura, flute, and drums. There are different tunes to play at different times of day. This one is played in the morning. The Manhattan Ari Singh listens, looking out at the magical scene around him. This one reminds me of summer rain, says Sammy. All together now. It's 1835 and 16-year-old Clara Schumann is performing with an orchestra in Leipzig, Germany. She's written all the music herself. See how her fingers glide across the piano keyboard. In these dramatic parts, she can show off her skill. There are also slower, softer movements where the audience can feel Clara's emotion. The conductor, Felix Mendelssohn, waves his baton so the orchestra can follow Clara. This makes me feel as though I'm dreaming, says Pip. Listen to the piano solo. The orchestra will join us later. a sensational story. In 1875, wonderful performances are taking place at the Imperial Opera House in Vienna, Austria. Ballerinas, toreadors, and horseback riders come together on stage to put on a sensational show. They are performing an opera called Carmen by George Bizet. An opera is a story told in music. This one is about the life and love of a gypsy girl called Carmen who lives in the south of Spain. Like Carmen, the music is bold and exciting. I don't see anything. I don't see any music for this. Sunrise in the country. It's 1875 and Edvard Grieg is sitting a little red hut in his garden in Norway. This is where he likes to come and write music. He's looking out on a lake surrounded by mountains and thinking how lovely it looks in the early morning light. He's just written a group or suite of pieces inspired by the play Peer Gynt, written by his friend Henrik Ibsen. The flute sounds just like a twinkling light on the lake, says Pip. I think it sounds peaceful and calm, just like a morning breeze. What does the flute sound like to you? Oh, and I found the one to Carmen. This is going to be Carmen, the one I read before, because it was red and I couldn't see it. That's the opera in Vienna. Toe tapping ragtime. It's 1899 and pianist Scott Joplin is sitting at the piano at his home in Missouri, USA. It's like a warm summer evening and his fingers fly over the piano. He's playing so many rhythms at the same time that he sounds like a whole band performing at once. Scott's well known for composing these catchy piano pieces known as rags. He will go on to write over 40 rags and become known as the king of ragtime. How can he play so fast? It's so exciting, squeals Sammy. Can you tap your fingers as fast as Scott Joplin plays? Carnival fever. It's 1911 and carnival fever is sweeping Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, as musicians gather in the streets. The musicians are playing music by Chiquinha Gonzaga, who is leading the band. Her tango melody sounds out on guitar. Its rhythm is perfect for dancing. Everybody parades through the streets of the city dressed in their finest clothes. People line the streets and watch from the windows. Come and join the street party, sings Sammy. Listen to the guitar. Can you hear the short, spiky chords and a melody on top. Bebop jazz. Wow, what a band. It's 1945 in New York, and Pip is delighted to spot Charlie Parker and his friends playing a concert in Harlem. The quick style they are playing is known as bebop jazz. Charlie on saxophone takes turns with the trumpet to play the fast, energetic melody lines. Look at Charlie's fingers. They are moving so quickly, says Sammy. Can you have a go at making up the next piece of music? And there are some different samples of different kinds of music made by famous composers during the centuries of time. Music is a wonderful thing to enjoy, and I hope that you all have a chance to go to a concert or maybe play an instrument or enjoy music. Maybe just listening in some way. Make music a part of your life.